here we go. Let me disable this for a second. Let me update my game from Half-Life 2 to Half-Life 2. Is Lost Coast even in this? Oh, it is there. Nice. Ah, crap. I lost it. There we go. Half-Life 2 Lost Coast. So I'm going to update that. The developer commentary was back when Val was still planning it. Yeah, you're right, because, again, I thought it was with Half-Life 2, but I guess they only released it for the episodic content, which the episodic content was going to be one giant game. They felt it was too big, so they wanted to break it up into smaller chunks. I think they explained that in episode 1, but we'll see when we get there. All right, okay, so my screen is off. Give me a second. I'm going to load up. Quit. I'm going to load up Lost Coast. Which, yes, okay, I do have Lost Coast installed, and I do have episode 1 installed, ready to rock and roll. Wow, it says playtime 21 minutes, so hopefully, I think the level's longer than that. Oh man, Half-Life 3, what a meme. Like, going on for how many years now? God damn. Here we go. Okay, so it kind of looks janky right now, the graphics. Yeah, look at that. Okay, easy video. Yikes, what is this resolution? Let's do 1080. Virtual, oh, there's a VR mode? What? All right, let's see some of these things here. So everything high, high, high. Yeah, see, so here's high dynamic range, full and bloom. Use bloom effect if available. Yeah, so all these things were optional based on your graphics card and what it can do. I think for the most part, most graphics cards could do HDR back then. Or I wonder if I had to do an upgrade. I can't recall. So if I go new game, more... Oh, I can't click more. Where's developer commentary? Options. I think it was somewhere. Advanced. Enable developer console. Okay, that's one thing I think I need to do. I'll have to look it up online. Okay. So let me apply that as well. Okay, go to new game. All right, so I'll just boot up. I'll see what happens. I think there might be an intro. I can't remember. But I remember looking up online. There's a way to enable developer commentary. The middle option is pretty interesting. Which one? Video. Advanced. Oh, bloom. And then use bloom effect. Oh, yeah, I'll click full and use bloom. Motion blur. Hello, enabled. I think that's a new thing. In the main menu. Oh, video stress test. Yeah. Well, I think this was for back in the day. But sure, let's go for it. Let's go for it. I'm curious to see what it'll do. Begin video stress test. Okay. It's probably just gonna do like a point or like a calculation of the frames per second that the video card can do. And oh, okay. So there is commentary on to start. Okay. Nice. Okay, so here's the stress test. Okay, I remember this. Okay, so it's not showing the FPS in real time, so it'll probably say it afterwards. It'll say average FPS was 120 or whatever it is. But yeah, I was heavy into PC building. Like, I still build my own PC and stuff like that, and I wouldn't necessarily mod my PC, but I would always upgrade it. And I would try at one point in my PC building career. I would try to overclock my CPU and my GPU, and I would always run stress tests, and I would always see if I could just get that much better graphics, or see if I could like increase my graphical fidelity that much more. But yeah, I was huge into that. This game has unlock the gate. Okay. This game had a stress test. Fear. So I already played Fear on my YouTube channel. That game had a video stress test. I think Dude. Building PC is pretty intimidating. Yeah, nowadays it seems like intense. But I'm sure if, like, next time I upgrade my PC, I know I can build it myself. I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm not gonna do like an all-in-one water cooler thing. Like I don't care for that. Like I'm not looking to push the limits of my performance. I'm not getting something high-end. I'm gonna get something mid-range, right? Um, but no, I think if you have or know anyone in your life who knows how to build PCs, if you could build it alongside them, it wouldn't be as intimidating. Or if you feel like you could follow instructions really well, find a YouTube video, or whatever on how to build your own PC, and if your components are similar, then it's actually not too bad. Um, and they've gotten simpler. I mean, back in the day, like nowadays, you take a hard drive, you plug in the power, you plug in the SATA drive, and you're good to go. Back in the day, you would have these little nubs you put onto the hard drive to say whether it was a master hard drive or secondary hard. Like there's all this stuff. It was crazy. There's a video called "How to Build a PC in 2021." Yeah, I mean, there's probably a bunch. I actually watch Linus Tech Tips. I love all his content, all their stuff that they do. It's fun. It's entertaining. They go beyond PC building and things like. Okay, so what's this? Your average frame rate during the stress test was 208 FPS. Upload results to Valve. Sure. Okay. All right. But yeah, PC building. I think it's doable, and I think in nowadays it's probably a good thing to do, or simply because you can always upgrade. Like if you need, does Valve have anything do anything with the results? I think they do. Every year. Well, so I don't know what they do with this result specifically, but every year they release stats on their user base. So they collect data and information on about your computer. It knows your CPU, your video card, your RAM, your operating system, probably your main hard drive. And every year they release like this giant survey where they'll say this is the most popular graphics card that people have, this is the most popular CPU, this is that, this is this is that. So again, I don't know if it relates specifically to this, but I know that every year they release this huge survey thing that shows everybody's top components in their PC. And that's what I was saying. It's like PC building is great because you can always upgrade, and it's great because if something fails, if one piece fails, you can just take it out and replace it with something else. Pre-built PCs are good. They're good for the most part as long as you're getting the support you need. Like if you're buying a PC from a company who doesn't offer like more than 6-month warranty or support and stuff like that, it's probably not worth it. But if you have a company that'll do 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, whatever, then it's worth getting a pre-built. And also taking a look at the individual components and parts and pricing it out to see if like you're getting a comparable price. Because sometimes you can overpay for a pre-built. But it kind of makes sense because they do all the building themselves and quality testing and all that. But to each their own. I'm not for or against pre-built. I would consider pre-built nowadays simply for graphics cards. They're hard to come by. But yeah, here we go. Let's jump into Lost Coast here for a second, and let's get the developer commentary going. Are you into retro stuff? Oh, nice. Okay, so it lets me turn it on. Okay, there we go. Are you into retro stuff? Would you consider Half-Life 2 retro? I'm curious. Yeah, so there's the bubbles, okay? So there's a bunch there. So what do I have? So I have this. Alright, so let's start.
Hi, this is Gabe Newell, and welcome to the Lost Coast. In this tour, we're going to be talking about a new graphics technology we've been developing called High Dynamic Range, or HDR.
Yeah.
We'll also be giving you some insight into the design and production challenges we faced during the construction of the Lost Coast. First, a quick explanation of the commentary system. To listen to a commentary node, put your crosshair over the floating commentary symbol and press your use key. To stop the commentary, put your crosshair over the rotating node and press your use key again. Some commentary nodes may take control of the game for the purpose of showing something to you. In these cases, simply pressing your use key will stop the commentary.
Okay. Some companies I heard these days only allow pre-built. I'm not sure, to be honest. Like, for example, I have an Asus, or Asus, people call it, laptop. I know they build individual components, and they have laptops, and I think they have pre-built desktop PCs. There's MSI, for example, so they build both components and pre-built PCs. Yeah, it's hard to say whether or not this is retro. Yeah, that's the thing. And 2004, so if you think about it, 17 years. And when let's say, I don't know what age you are, doesn't matter, but let's say, we were playing Xbox 360, we would consider SNES retro. Xbox 360 came out in 2005. SNES came out in, I want to say 93, something like that. And that's a 12-year gap. So I kind of consider this retro. And also the generations, like even though this was out on Xbox 360, and so now there's Xbox One and then Xbox Series X. That's only 2 generations versus 3 between Xbox 360 and SNES. The life cycles are longer as of recently, versus back then the life cycles were shorter. So because the life cycles are longer, it's only 2 generations back. I think this is considered retro. I think I would. And I actually tagged it as retro. But yeah, it's up for debate. I mean, to each their own. Half-Life 1 is definitely retro, yes. Definitely retro, because Half-Life 1 ran on, PlayStation 1. Here. Yeah, so here we go. Look at this.
If something on the screen is 20% reflective, like the wet sand, then the maximum reflected brightness can only be 20% of the maximum brightness of your monitor. HDR's more accurate simulation of light ensures that the sun's reflection on this wet sand appears as it would in the real world, which could potentially use 100% of the maximum monitor brightness. HDR uses bloom to simulate light that is beyond 100% of a monitor's maximum brightness.
Okay, so there you go. So that was a cool comparison there. So again, it's the brightness and the enhancements of the whites and the reflections. I'm gonna go over here, get this one.
When the art team started to think about a location that would demonstrate the power of HDR, a beach was one of the first choices we made. The visual relationship between the sky, the water, and the rocks is something we could not achieve without HDR. In order for high dynamic range to correctly simulate the light's interaction with the surfaces around you, like these wet rocks, we needed more precise information about the surfaces than we've had in the past. And now going forward, we're modeling textures in 3D packages to ensure that the physical information encoded in the texture allows HDR to correctly bounce light off the surface.
The process of building characters in Half-Life 2 taught us many things. By the end, we believed we'd figured out a more effective process for designing and constructing characters.
Yeah, they look much better.
This fisherman is the first character we built using that process. Design-wise, the fisherman was focused on showcasing HDR and the way light falls on human skin. The highlights on his forehead and nose are good examples of specularity on human skin. You can see how the wrinkles on his cheeks and around his eyes are an example of how we can use normal maps to add depth.
Yeah, like that.
Production-wise, the fisherman was built using a similar process to the rocks you saw on the beach. We model the 3D character at a very high detail, then extract much of the physical information and store it in the textures.
Nice.
Hey, you there? Wait a minute now, aren't you?
Oh.
You are. You're that scientist chap, Friedman, Fishman. Am I right? You must be here to take on the Combine. Not sure what one man can do, but no other reason to visit St. Olga at a time like this.
Yeah, it looks
I'll
really
take you
good.
to where they made their base, or as far as I can, at any rate.
But now it's commonplace. HDR is probably readily available in most video game engines that people use. Unreal Engine, Frostbite, things like that. Whereas 2004, this was new. This is new technology. So Half-Life 2 had HDR. I can't think of any other games that had it around that time.
Here, now, let me just unlock this gate for you.
Water presents us with a lot of rendering
Oh,
challenges.
well, stuff on the top left.
In fact, we have to render the scene 3 times. Once for the refraction of what's under the water, once for the reflection of everything above the water, and once from the player's view.
Damn.
You can see the reflection and refraction scenes in the 2 small windows on screen. In the refraction, we calculate per pixel how much water you're looking through to do a volumetric underwater fog to simulate particulate matter. For our full HDR solution, we had to go through the entire engine and modify every bit of code that calculated light and color.
Yeah.
For example, these water reflection and refraction renderings had to be improved to support the full range of contrast values.
Damn.
Got the key right here.
Yeah, like over there. Let's see the light.
There we go.
Probably wouldn't be that bright.
Get along now, laddie. Destroy that gun and no dawdling.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay.
There's a path up the cliff.
Nice.
Step lightly now.
Okay, so I gotta go around. Jeez. I'm already dying. I'm fucking up. Here, let's save. Here we go. I really like how episode 2 looks. Yeah, episode 2 looks the
Hurry,
best.
lad, get up.
Because every iteration of Half-Life they did, or everything they did, they would, oh god, they would upgrade the engine. Where'd you go? Oh my god, why'd you go there? What the fuck? There's another developer. There we go, got him. I feel like there should be another guy here, but alright, so where the fuck? Oh crap. Nice. You got him. Okay, so I'm gonna go and activate this thing. There we go. Let's see.
The area you're currently entering is called the Cliffside Arena. We were particularly happy with the vertical cliffside in Half-Life 1 and regretted that we didn't iterate further on that concept in Half-Life 2. Vertical space allows us to force the player to deal with threats from above and below. We find that players focus their view on the direction they're traveling, so by using a cliffside and having the player ascend it, we ensure that the player will look up and be prepared for enemies. If the player's path was to move past the bottom of the cliffside, it would be unlikely he would notice soldiers rappelling down from above. And dying from unknown threats never feels fair and certainly isn't fun.
Oh god. Yeah, the cliff part, yeah, so like I said, the first-person shooter platforming, so the cliff part in Half-Life 1, and then the, a few cliff parts, in Half-Life 2, can be a little difficult, but I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to mix up your typical, I guess, two-dimensional shooting and change it to three-dimensional, so that you have to teach the player to look up and down. You have to teach the player to know that enemies can come from other places rather than just on a 2D plane. They can come from anywhere. There was one game in particular that I had trouble with. It was Army of Two, I think it was. Army of Two. Those were fun co-op games, but you could never tell where the enemy was shooting you from, and that was the problem. They wouldn't make it obvious where they're coming from. So here you're on a cliff, so you kind of know that, okay, they're going to come from above or below, because there's no left and right. But in a wide open space, you have to make it clear where the enemy's coming from, especially if they're like up high or down low, because if they're on your level playing field, that's fine, but if they're shooting you from elsewhere, you won't know. So there's a lot of psychology behind the games, and Portal is huge for that. I feel like I can go up here, but I don't know if... Oh, nice. Sweet. I feel like there's guys right there. Oh, got him. Look at that, we're up high now. I'm gonna save again. Yeah, Portal. Portal has a lot of psychology behind it in terms of making the player, A, think that they're smart sometimes, but B, teaching them that, hey, you can actually do this, or you can actually do that. Oh god, they're rappelling down. Where are they shooting? Is there more down here now? Where are they shooting from? Oh fuck, see, yeah, down there. I feel like there's another guy behind me. There, yeah. There we go, motherfucker. Yeah, so Portal, they really had to hold the hand of the player to be like, hey, you can actually put a portal here, or if you do this, you can gain speed with a portal, or like, you can put portals up above so you can jump down. Like, really cool psychology with stuff like that. I always feel weird when I find how games are developed. Yeah, well, dude, have you played the new God of War? Have you played that? Let me know, because we can go on a rant about that. Making players feel smart, yes. Because, yeah, oh god. There we go. Yeah, making players feel smart because games are supposed to be fun, and if they're too challenging, then they're no longer fun. It's finding that balance between fun and challenging. I've not played God of War. Oh, okay. All right, never mind. But there is like, you could write a whole book on like a lot of the psychology of that game. It is nuts what they did to make that happen and to like make the player feel smart, feel powerful, and to mix up the combat. Dark Souls is the perfect balance, in my opinion. Dark Souls. Okay, so I have Demon Souls. I don't know if I have Dark Souls. But someone else suggested to me on stream.
One of the features
Okay, let's
of
see
our
what
HDR
they say.
solution is dynamic tone mapping.
Yeah, so here's the
The
bright.
easiest way to think about dynamic tone mapping is that it's a
And then the eyes
method of
adjust.
simulating the way the human eye reacts
Yeah.
to light. In the real world, you've probably walked into a dark room and noticed your eye adjusting to the
Yeah.
darkness, letting you see better after some time. Or you've walked out into a bright day and been blinded by the sun, only to have your eye adjust and allow you to see normally. Your iris is adjusting itself in response to the amount of light hitting your eye. Dynamic tone mapping simulates this by automatically adjusting the exposure of the
Yeah.
scene to mimic the behavior of your iris. You can see this as the view moves from the dark tunnel to the bright sun and back again. Here, you can see the way we calculate the amount of light hitting the player's eyes.
whoa.
We take a snapshot of the scene, measure the brightness levels, and then use that to adjust exposure. We consider light at the center of the screen more important than at the edges to better simulate the geometry of the eye.
There you go. So that's exactly what I was explaining earlier on. That concept there of your eyes adjusting to give it a more realistic feel. Yeah, so Dark Souls. I guess that's something I'll have to get and play on stream. But I'm worried. So help me out here. I'm worried that it's too difficult. Again, I want like an easygoing, fun, casual game where I'm not gonna like rage quit. Even though Prince of Persia: Sands of Time is giving me a bit of that right now. Dark Souls makes the player feel skilled, but at the same time they're skilled for beating that extremely difficult boss. Okay. Yeah, so it comes down to skill rather than, I guess, like weapon, armor, upgrades, even though it makes a difference. It's more like, I'm guessing you have to like analyze the combat. You have to analyze your enemy and say, okay, when he does this, he's going to do that. If he moves like this, he might attack or he might dodge. That's what I think Dark Souls might be more like then. I've seen some gameplay of it. Nice. So every feeling of satisfaction is earned and not given. Okay. That makes sense. And so again, there's a lot of psychology behind that, and probably behind each encounter, behind each boss battle, they, put a lot of
The
thought of it.
courtyard in front of you is a space we call an arena.
Arena.
Arenas are built to hold the player for a period of time, and usually contain combat or some other challenge. They often have multiple entry points for enemies, along with a gate of some kind to prevent the player moving on, until the challenge has been completed. In this case, the arena is free of enemies until the player solves a puzzle and triggers an alarm. This is a method that allows the player to explore the arena and get a sense of its space before being forced to fight in it. It adds a sense of uneasiness to the player, who's expecting to be attacked now that they've reached the goal set for them at the start of the map. The break in the action here is also a crucial part of the level's pacing. It allows the player to recover and explore the world a little after being attacked on the way up the cliffside.
Yeah. So I've talked about pacing in my previous streams, and like Half-Life 2 has really, really good pacing. But I found that the best game for pacing was Batman Arkham Asylum. It just like hit the right note at the right time, being like, okay, break time, okay, action time, okay, puzzle time, okay, action time, like just really step-by-step progression through the game. And arenas is like huge in Gears of War series, where it's like every new area you walk into, like immediately you almost know it's going to be an arena because of their cover-based system. But the developer makes a good point here that, they give the player a chance to explore the area first before doing what they need to do. So they familiarize themselves with what's going on. So Gears of War does that, but only to an extent. There are some cases where they don't give the player the chance to roam free. Oh, hey, shoot, I missed the fact that you followed me. Thanks, dude. I'm just talking, I'm just rambling, I'm just playing. I'm like, oh, I see it now. I didn't see it pop up earlier, but Thanks for that. I appreciate it. Trying to get to 50 for, of course, affiliate. I'm only doing this for fun, though. Like, I honestly don't know or don't think anything will come of it. I'm just here to have a good time. I love playing retro games. I love reminiscing about all this stuff. Did I do this yet?
The source
Oh, no.
engine
Okay.
supports a wide
Let's see
variety
what
of
he says.
shaders. The refraction shader on the window here requires us to copy the scene to a texture, refract it, and then apply it to the window surface. To fully support HDR, every shader in the engine needed to be updated. So this refraction shader was improved to support the full range of contrast. If you viewed the sun through this window, it would be refracted correctly.
Nice. I'm always skeptical about streamers becoming affiliate. What do you mean by that? I'm curious. Like, they won't try as hard, or they won't produce quality content? I hate pretty much every Twitch ad. Oh, okay, getting ads, getting revenue from the ads. I see. Yeah. I don't know. I guess I'll cross that bridge when I get there, but again, I'm just doing this for fun. I really don't think I'll get affiliate, because I don't have the right amount of average viewers at this point. And like I don't care about the money. Again, I'm just doing this for fun. Like, if there's an opportunity for me to make a living off of it, then I'd be curious to like pursue it. But right now, for the foreseeable future, I'll just go with the flow, really. But yeah, I'm not a fan of ads and what is it, like the sub only streams or whatever. Like I still have no clue how subscriptions work. I have no idea. But like, I'm not a fan of that. It's like just put your shit out there. just stream it. But I kind of understand that if someone's paying for you or directly to you, that you want to give them something more. But yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see when and if that ever happens. But again, I doubt it'll happen. All right, so let's see what this is.
We wanted to transition from a bright, wide open space into a tighter, closed one to showcase HDR's dynamic tone mapping. We also like to focus on contrasting elements in our settings, like ancient human architecture and futuristic combine technology. A monastery fit these requirements perfectly. Monasteries are generally isolated, unlit, and built ages ago. They provide a great backdrop for the contrasting combine technology. When we build fictional settings, we try to ground them by basing them off a real-world location. We use this location as a design constraint that forces a logical consistency behind the art choices.
Cool, that's interesting. Never thought of that. Yeah, and the follower-only chat is pretty... Yeah, follower-only chat, I mean, yeah, it's kind of like... Yeah, just anything to do to force the public to do something is... Yeah, I don't like that. I do really like the way the monastery looks here. Yeah. Yeah, and like he was saying, like the contrast between the combine technology and the old look and feel, and kind of combining the two. And like this part looks pretty new, and then this part looks kind of run down. Let's see what else they have to say.
Churches are great dramatic spaces. They're often lit naturally with extremes of darkness and brightness, which makes them a great showcase for HDR.
Yeah.
Gothic churches are the sober monochromatic spaces that you've seen in almost every horror movie or game. Byzantine churches, on the other hand, are very colorful and have a large variety of materials. We wanted that color and material variety to show off our HDR reflections.
I'm gonna save here, just in case. Alright, so second last
Our
one.
games are filled with things we call gates, which are essentially just challenges that the player must overcome to drive the experience forward. We used a puzzle here since the player has been through combat and exploration recently. When we design challenges, we try to ensure that the player's goal and the action required by the player are both fun. It's not hard to create interesting goals for the player, like stopping this machine from shelling the nearby village, but the action required by the player to solve the challenge needs to be fun as well. So instead of something menial, such as hitting an off switch, the player gets to use physics to jam the gun's mechanism and cause it to break.
Did I get that in there? I'm a sucker for giant old and medieval-looking churches and castles. Yeah, being part of the game development program way back when, I did a little bit of level design, It is tough. And you can almost understand and see why there are teams now. So you have one person doing like the general layout of the level. You have one person adding adding a level of gameplay and user experience, and then you have another another team member adding the details and adding the art and making it look pretty, and then you have someone else going in and doing like lighting and doing like tweaks and like atmosphere and all this stuff. And it's like I had to do each one of us had an assignment to build a whole level, and we had to do like our own lighting, our own level design, our own detail and art. Like it was intense. But again, it makes sense to have teams do each their own piece, and making even just a small level like this, it involves so many people and so much time. God of War, yeah, we're just gonna get into the psychology of what they did a lot of the times to make Kratos feel powerful, and the reason why they wanted a camera that never cuts. There's a whole documentary called Raising Kratos. It's free on YouTube. Doesn't go too deep into the development, but it does showcase some really cool things that they did and why they did it. And then there's this guy I follow on Twitter who just periodically and randomly puts these huge threads of talking about one piece or one part of God of War. So like he broke down this one boss and saying like, okay, so if the player does this, the boss is going to do that, and it makes the player want to like back away, but then if they back away too far, then the boss is going to do this. And so they wanted to, so then they made the arena smaller, and so that the boss can like get up close to the, like, it's just, wow, like the amount of thought and effort put into, well, just creating a boss fight, really, let alone the whole game. So that's just one example, but yeah, there's a whole whack of other things. Did he do a video on Sigrun? To be honest, I'm not sure. And I'm not sure what Sigrun is, to be honest. I'm guessing that's another game. And funny enough, I guess a game I'm quite unaware of. And I just noticed as you chat, my little stream thing here is kind of messed up. I'm going to bring that up. And then where's the chat? Oh, the boss in God of War. I don't know if it was Sigrun exactly. There's a chat box. Let me bring it up. I think it was just one of the troll bosses. Because I know there's like a few of them. And I know that they're like basically color remapped. But they do actually have more variety than that between them. Especially in terms of like the combat. They all have like a big giant weapon or whatever. But they use it differently. Yeah, so... Again, I'm not sure. If Sigrun is one of the giant troll guys, then yes. Alright, here we go. Shit's going down. Oh, fuck. Oh, God. So, I don't know if I'm supposed to stay in here. I think I am. Okay, so they're trying to shoot me through there. And I guess they're going to show the destruction ability in here. No? No? Oh, you can hear them. I thought I heard some dudes. Yeah, here they come. I'll throw a grenade. Oh, fuck! There's one. Nice, I love it. Shotgun's my favorite. Another game that I think does difficulty right is getting over it. Not sure I know that one either, unless that's a typo. If you're on your mobile device or something, that might be a typo. It's all good. Oh, fuck off. Nice, I got him. Here, the last one.
This marks the end of the Lost Coast tour. This has been an experiment on our part to see if our community would find it interesting to learn more about our development process. As always, we're interested in your feedback. I can be reached at gaben, G-A-B-E-N, at valvesoftware.com. If people like this, we'll keep producing this kind of content for all of our games going forward. Thanks for listening.
I think... Hold on, hold on! Shit. I was... I'll get to your comment in a sec, but I was destroying the helicopter as the commentary was on. I think the commentary paused the helicopter, and I just went ahead and killed it. And then as soon as the commentary finished, the helicopter started its death animation cycle. I had no clue. I didn't realize that. Yes, getting over it. So you're that dude in a pot trying to scale the mountain. Okay, so I've seen that. I saw a speed run of a dude do it. It's like, holy crap. It's one of those games, what do they call them? QWOP games? There was this one game called QWOP. It's like a flash game. You have to like run using weird keys and like, you know, you'd move a different muscle. I think it's like one of those games. Difficulty right. But you think it does it right. Okay. It's pretty controversial opinion because of how hard it is. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say because it's, you know, every gamer is different. And what someone might find easy, someone else might find difficult. So like, you know, for me, FPSs, I'm fine. Third-person shooters, I'm fine. Puzzles, I'm okay. RPGs, or JRPGs, I'm actually not that great, even though I love them. Like Final Fantasy VI, Secret of Mana, Chrono Trigger, you know, retro RPGs, of course. I love those games, but I'm typically not a fan of the grind, and yeah, they're just not my thing anymore. So maybe it's just to each their own in terms of balancing a difficulty of a game, or just in general trying to make a game accessible to anyone or to appeal to anyone. And I think that's when being able to teach the player and make them feel smart really comes into play. Because if you could do that to a player in the first, 10, 15, 20 minutes, they're likely to be more hooked. Of course, it depends on the game as well. If there's like a story, then you got to hook them with a story, with something big. Well, not something big, but just something interesting, I guess, to hook them in. So yeah. If you don't like RPGs in general, Dark Souls might not be for me. It's action RPG, so it might be different. I guess I'm thinking more turn-based RPG, and JRPGs. Okay, if you were to take RPG context, I think... So I played Mass Effect. What was another game I played? Crap, there's another game I played. Like, I love Mass Effect. One of the best series of all time. And I'm getting Legendary Edition. I'm gonna be playing that on stream for sure. Oh, I see. Yeah, I'm not that much of a fan of turn-based. Yeah, turn-based. RPGs. So I actually tried Skyrim, and I could not get into it, even though I feel like I would like it, or I would like it more. For whatever reason, like the first quest, I had to go up this mountain, but there were a bunch of frost trolls, and I couldn't defeat them. Look up online later. I had to be level 3 in order to actually, you know, do good at that part. But by then, I was just, I was done with it. So it depends on the RPG, I think. Action RPG, so I guess Mass Effect action RPG, maybe that's why I tend to enjoy it. It's got a bit more of an action aspect. So Dark Souls, maybe. If you think maybe I should try Demon Souls first, because I know I have it. Yeah, if Demon Souls is close enough, Demon Souls action RPG, and so would you find Dark Souls more RPG? I guess DS could be demons or dark, so I don't know which one you're saying here. Sorry about my confusion. But yeah, if you think Demon Souls might be a good segue into Dark Souls, then maybe I'd be up for that. Because then if I know the whole series. Okay, the whole series is action RPG. Okay, so maybe what I'll do then is I could try Demon Souls because I already have it. If it's something I feel I can get into, then maybe I'll move on to Dark Souls. Then, what is it? Dark Souls But did they make 2 and 3 and then Bloodborne? Can't remember how many they have now. So you got to fill me in here. But let's wrap this up. Gabe gave his email at the end, so I'll have to send him an email and be like, "Hey, I just played Lost Coast. Where's Half-Life 3 now?" But right now I don't know where we're supposed to go. Gabe would love to see that email. Yes. And I'll just send him a link to these Twitch videos and be like, "Hey Gabe, I played this. I thought I would send you an email about Half-Life 3, bud. How's it going?" Oh, I have to go up, I think. Or it's just a thing. Okay, actually no, I hear more guys in there, but how am I supposed to get up there? Oh, oh crap. Did I? Ah, fuck! Where are they shooting me from? What the fuck? Yeah, Gabe will be like, "Thank you for your email. I'm currently busy working on Half-Life 3. Okay, I think I'm supposed to go down here, but where am I supposed to go down? Okay, I feel like, yeah, I have to go down, but it's like, where do I go down to? Oh, what? He's up there? What are you doing? In your face, bitch! Oh, God. Okay. So, I think... No, I can't even destroy this. Hold on. Oh, okay. So, oh crap, oh crap. I can't even move. Oh my god. Is it moving? Can I get through? Oh, almost. Oh, yes, there we go. There we go. I think this is where I'm supposed to go now. And I'm going to save again, because that took me way longer than it needed to. Oh, dear God. Fuck. Okay, this way, I guess. Shit. Demon Souls the easiest in the series, but there's a health bar mechanic you may not like. Ooh. Good to know it's the easiest, because then that might, you know, it'll put me more at ease for sure. Oh crap! I don't know why I'm bouncing around. That's a gravity physics engine. If it's like regenerative health, I'm okay with that. I'm not too bad with that. I have no problems like, you know, cowarding in a corner while my health regenerates kind of thing. But yeah, I think I'll definitely. Oh crap!
You did it, lad. Come with me to St. Olga. We'll celebrate this victory with a feast.
Alrighty.
I hope you like leeches. Hey, where you going? You're getting fuzzy around the edges.
Oh, and then
Well,
pass out.
I guess you got other places to be. Nice knowing ya.
Every time you die, if your health bar is full, it gets halved. Like, does it get permanently halved? No, or I hope not. I guess it's just like when you respawn, you get it's half, and then if you respawn again, it's half. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's crazy. Either way. Oh my god. Well, there you go. There's Lost Coast. I'll have to go back and view the recording. Very difficult to explain. Yeah, maybe I'll just get around to it. I'll put in my list in my about section below. I'll put in my list. I gotta say, okay, I gotta check out Demon Souls at some point. But as you can see from my list, there's a buttload of stuff. But I'll get around to it eventually. But at least it's been this. That's twice now it's been recommended to me. So maybe I'll bump that up on my list of priorities next to wrapping up Prince of Persia and of course Mass Effect Legendary Edition when that comes out later this week. Very, very much looking forward. Are you familiar with Mass Effect? You enjoy it? I wonder if your PC can run Black Mesa. I'll have to look at the specs. So I have a dual core CPU, but I have a really good GPU, a 970 GTX. I guess not really good by today's standards, but my CPU is actually my bottleneck. Let's just put it that way. With the dual core old AMD CPU, it's my bottleneck, not my video card. So, Yeah, Half-Life 1. So believe it or not, Half-Life 2 is my favorite game. Half-Life 1, I have actually never defeated. I know the end. I've seen the end. I've seen people play it. I got up to the part with the ninjas and then I stopped. But I really do want to revisit it. I like Halo, but never played Mass Effect. Yes, Halo. I really enjoy Halo. Um, Halo 1, 2, and 3. I played 4 ODST. What do they have now? 5. And I played Reach. They have 5 now and something else, if I'm not mistaken. And I haven't played those ones, but I know I can play those ones, and I probably will at some point. Um, so Mass Effect is action RPG. Um, the first one, dear God, don't play the OG first one. It might be hard to get into the series that way, but they redid everything in the Legendary Edition that's coming out. They made it so that each game's combat was different, but they now sort of made it all seamless. Where first through third, it's like the combat is more the same throughout the game, throughout each game, versus being very different each time. Um, but yeah, Mass Effect 1, not a lot in terms of like side quests and side missions. It wasn't well done, but the story and everything was really great. And again, by redoing it in Legendary Edition, they fixed a lot of bugs too. So that's good. The newer Halo games aren't very good. Yeah, what was it? ODST. I think both ODST and Reach. I was like, that's okay. It's all right. So yeah, so I haven't played the other ones. I think I did play 4. But yeah, I haven't played 5 or any of the like Xbox One, I guess. Xbox One versions. I haven't played any of those ones. I don't have an Xbox One, but I have a PC good enough. I have a laptop good enough to run that stuff. But my main PC is this old dual core crummy thing. Yeah, I would like to play Halo 1 Anniversary Edition, right? It's like they upgraded the graphics. I'd like to play that on stream. So I really enjoyed that. The story was good. The game was done very well. Yeah, and it came out before this. This Halo 1 came out in 2001, if I'm not mistaken. Launch title for Xbox. Original Xbox, or not a launch title? Can't recall exactly. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end it for tonight, guys. But CJJB007, dude, thanks for the follow. Thanks for keeping me company this whole time as basically my one viewer here. There it is. Really appreciate the chatter, the conversation. I love it when people join in, talk retro, talk games, anything and everything. So again, I really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Hope you had a good time. And again, thanks for the follow. So you'll probably get some notifications when and if I stream. I don't have a schedule. I just stream whenever the opportunity strikes. Let's just put it that way. And as of late, I've been pretty good. Like at least once a week, I've been pretty good. And there was a while back at the beginning of the month where I did like 4 nights in a row, and I'm like, wow, can't believe that happened, but it happened. It worked. Yeah, not a problem. Again, glad you enjoyed it. I'm gonna keep on going with Half-Life 2, Episode 1 and 2. The next time I stream, and then again after that, probably jump into Mass Effect Legendary Edition. But actually, there's like this whole DMCA, digital copyrights, music copyrights thing happening with Twitch, and apparently there might be an issue with Mass Effect Legendary Edition, but apparently they're also trying to sort it out, because some of the music I think is like copyrighted, owned by, I think Warner Brothers owns the movie rights to Mass Effect, and they're not happy about people streaming the game for whatever reason, because I think maybe they're going to use the music in the movie or whatever. So like I don't know if they have a movie a plan in place or a TV show, but they have the rights to it. Let's just put it that way. They have the rights to do Mass Effect in a movie or TV screen format. So anyways, we'll see how that plays out. But either way, yeah, if you get notifications for episode 1 and 2, feel free to join in if you can. If not, it's all good. All in all, I just appreciate the follow. Alrighty. Yeah, so thanks again to you, 007. I'll just say 007 if that's all right with you. Thanks for joining me this evening, and anyone else who's who's chimed in, joined in, and followed. Hope you guys have had yourselves a good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you might be. It's all good. And I will see you next time, whenever that may be. No schedule, but it'll be Half-Life. So I'll see you then. Bye.